Alright boys, we got a market recap today for Wednesday, July 2nd. And today the bias was insanely clear. One thing to note is that the correlation between ES and NQ is kind of cracked right now. There's an SMT at the highs and the lows, and ES is, for lack of a better word, it's just going nowhere. Like, it's just consolidating. If there's a SMT at the high and the low. So NQ is the much more cleaner and efficient market right now. So today I was really only focused on NQ, and the bias was insanely clear. Like I said, we had this daily imbalance that we rebalanced to yesterday, and then overnight we came down and turtle souped it. We just swept liquidity within the imbalance, and so this would be the obvious high time frame market structure shift level we need to see and displace past in order to target the daily liquidity up here. So this would be the internal model. Zooming in, I wanted to see some 15-minute, 5-minute displacement towards this prominent hourly high. This was my main draw on liquidity for the day. And yeah, as you can see, it played out. So I wanted to see a 5-minute or 15-minute get tapped. We opened up this 15-minute down here. We never tapped it. And then if we go to the 5-minute, there was really not a 5-minute for value gap that was opened up and tapped. This 15-minute I was expecting to become a breakaway gap, because zooming in to the 1-minute, I don't know, I had a feeling today that we weren't really going to pull back to an imbalance, just the way that the market was moving. We actually technically opened up this small 5-minute right here within this big 1-minute fair value gap. So this was the small 5-minute right here within this big 1-minute, and we opened up this big 1-minute displacing higher, came back down and rebalanced, and so opened up this 5-minute too, swept liquidity. At this point, you know, I would like to see a bearish imbalance get created and then run through it, but the way that the market was moving here, like, we came up and took this high essentially and this high, so we were taking internal liquidity and also coming down and resweeping the low. So this just wasn't like the cleanest thing ever. I was zoomed in looking to potentially find a trade here, but then we eventually got out of this range and broke through, and so after that happens, you know, I'm waiting for any sort of rebalance or pullback, because this high is pretty much confirmed in my opinion, but I don't want to be chasing price. I was even willing to potentially zoom in and see if this 1-minute would get respected if we had, you know, pulled back and gotten bullish reactions, but we never even pulled back there, and I guess that ended up being a 5-minute. Yeah, that turned into a 5-minute. So I was looking for a pullback. We never got it, and we ended up just displacing to the 1-hour high and ended up getting a market structure shift. Like, look at this displacement. Like, this daily buy side is pretty much free. Like, tomorrow, this looks like this looks pretty free to me, I'm not gonna lie. For tomorrow or even later on in the PM, who knows what's gonna happen. But then we continued to displace and continued higher. At the same time, I was expecting ES to come up and take its daily liquidity level. So we continued to displace. The next draw on liquidity would be this prominent hourly high within, you know, now that we've broken structure, this higher time frame buy model is pretty much confirmed to me. Like, we got the market structure shift, and so the next prominent high in the range was this high right here, and we were continuing to displace and displace. We eventually came down, rebalanced to this 5-minute, and then zooming in, the inverse was right here that I would have liked to potentially take. A little bit lower probability because the main draw was taken for me, but I was anticipating the fact that we would have this market structure shift, and then this would be the next draw on liquidity. So I was fine with potentially taking this trade, but we took the internal high and displaced through it. So no valid entry there, but we were holding this 5-minute, you know, still expecting this high time frame draw on liquidity to get taken. We come back and rebalance to this 1 minute and then displace through this bearish imbalance right here. So just going to market replay, I originally wanted to see this long because out of this 5 minute, we already took the internal high. We came back down and rebalanced to this 1 minute, took this low within it, and then ran through these bullish or these bearish imbalances right here. Boom. This looks great, right? We're displacing, missed the 5 minute, or the 5 minute entry was invalidated because we already took the internal high, like I said, but we came down, rebalanced in this, within this big displacement range here, and then got this very nice looking candle to the upside. So boom, I slapped on a long here, stops below the lows right here. This is right at 11, so later into market open, but we were really close to this high up here, and the way that this candle ran through this bearish imbalance, in my mind, you know, I was going to break even once we started to come up into this range here, and then we came up, literally missed the hourly liquidity by a tick or two, and then I'm break even at this point, and we come back down and stop me at break even. And then since then we still haven't taken that liquidity, and we've just kind of chopped. So that was the only trade entry that was really provided for me today. Once again, the longs earlier on into market open were insanely clear, just no pullback. Even going to the Discord here, I posted this before the market open in the market updates channel, just going over my bias. I always post my bias coming into the market open, daily bias, honestly mixed bias. So the key would be displacement in either direction. Ideally would love to remain bullish and target the market such as shift level and NQ, and this is what I had drawn out pre-market, and that's exactly what happened. So unfortunate that wasn't able to really execute on it, but insanely clear bias. And yeah, this is market recap for today. Break even on this trade, which sucks, man. Literally a tick or two away. But I knew this was probably like expecting, you know, if we were going to chop here, I didn't want to be in the trade, right? So we came back down, got break even, and we started to chop. So that's good that we're out of the trade now. But I'm chopping this one up till being later on in the day. Like, we're going to take this eventually, but I'm off the charts. And the original move, like I said, was insanely clear, just no entry. So that's the market recap for me today for Wednesday. And then tomorrow will be the last trading day of the week because Friday is a bank holiday for July 4th. So I'm anticipating longs to this daily buy-side liquidity for tomorrow if we don't take it during the PM today or overnight. So I'm hoping we can target this daily buy-side liquidity tomorrow, because we are now within what I view as the market maker buy model. And remaining bullish, we're at all-time highs. So we'll see what happens and what forms going into tomorrow. But that's the market recap. Let me know if y'all took a trade. I know a couple people in the Discord were able to find a long, so that's good. Glad some people took some W's today. But yeah, man. So appreciate you watching. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.